This is a video on emerging technologies for the classroom. Obsolete technologies such as overhead projectors and Elmo devices originally became popular because they enhanced teaching and visual learning. Now we have emerging technologies such as handheld mobile devices, tablets, and other handheld mobile devices. And those enhance communication, and they are replacing the old technologies. So here's the emerging technology presentation. Handheld devices in today's classroom. By Devonee Trivett. This is how emerging technologies make other technologies obsolete. Handheld devices such as tablets make classroom technologies such as the overhead projector obsolete. The overhead projector, an obsolete classroom technology, does not make the learner the center of the classroom experience. So, emerging technologies in today's early childhood classroom will discuss how they make the learner the center through interviews with key decision makers at Head Start. Hi, I'm Devonee Trivett, and I'm here with Dr. Suzanne Miller.
Yes.
And she is the head of Community Services Consortium Head Start.
Yes, I'm the director.
The director. And we're here today because I'm a student of educational technology. And I wanted to find out about, first of all, how you use technology with Head Start right now. And then we can talk about like plans for the future.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Well, I would say that we use technology in all areas of operation. For example, from a managerial level, we use technology for all of the operations that I do. We use, of course, email, text, iPhones. We use video conferencing for meetings because it saves money, travel, stress. We use Skype. And Skype is on our laptops as well as our individual desk computers. So what that means is that it has changed communication as we previously knew it.
Yeah, great.
And it's a tremendous money saver. The small investment to get these things put into your computers is nothing compared to mileage, wear and tear in your car, hours that you're spending in travel that you don't need to spend.
Yeah.
We're using it on our governing board meetings. We use it from time to time on our policy council meetings when necessary. So it's really been a boon. Now that's just from an administrative point of view. In the classrooms, we have Hatch computers, which are learning computers, teaching computers for children.
Okay. So how many do you have per children in the classrooms?
We try to have 2 that are new. We did get a grant.
Great.
To put them in the classrooms.
Okay.
And so, sometimes they wear out and we have to go for a special grant. Someone recently said, gosh, wouldn't it be great if the kids had iPads?
Yeah. So so if you had some iPads, how would the teachers need like additional training for teaching with the iPads?
Yeah, I think it would be, this would be a whole new type of teaching, learning, training, and it would be, again, a continual introduction into the technology that the world now knows as everyday use.
Yeah.
So when we start these kids out, our children, at such a young age with computers, this is going to help them as they move into school. I mean, if you're 3 or 4 years old and you know how to operate a computer, you're ahead of your parents or your grandparents or whomever.
Yeah. So one of the things that I run into with Head Start is that people might assume that when your education is just for early childhood, so there's other educating involved with Head Start.
Absolutely. we have areas in our sites where parents can come in, use technology if they would like to.
Great.
Get online, do maybe classes,
Okay.
and so forth. Yeah, and also, of course, laptops are sometimes used by the teachers if it's a home visit. Or, we would like every teacher to have a laptop. When they don't,
maybe that could help them save time too, because there's a lot that is involved with home visits.
Yeah, and if they had a laptop, think how much easier that would be. They just would take their little drive, plug it into their computer once they get back to the office, done deal.
Great.
So, ideally, I think that would be something to have a grant go after so that each teacher would have a laptop. It would be great.
Okay, great. Okay, so do you experience, what kind of resistance do you experience in the community or with people or parents? Do you experience resistance to technology at all?
No.
No. Okay, great.
Well, I think the world is now an open place, a transparent place in many ways because of this.
Right, and I love that about what's happening. Sometimes as a teacher, I found that people are afraid of what the kids are going to be exposed to on the internet.
Well, that you can limit.
Right.
No
so I think that we need to just do a little bit more educating of parents sometimes of the fact of how much the the benefits outweigh the risks.
Well, of course, in a school, it's not an open.
Right.
The children don't have access to the internet per se. It's actually only learning materials.
Yeah.
But if we moved in that, we would just put the various controls that you have. And parents, most parents, I think, are aware. If they have computers at home, they'll put controls on.
Yeah.
I think it's when, you've got teenagers or
so maybe the high school situation is a little more frightening for parents, but we do have a lot more control at the preschool level.
Well, and I think, of course, if you're bringing your child up with that kind of control early on, it can help. But teenager, I have a niece, for example, who downloads things and then she gets viruses and her mother's having it.
Yeah. So it's that is a learning experience too. Like your computer can crash and then, well, anyway. Yeah. So then you have to learn what not to do so that won't happen again.
Yeah, exactly.
So then I think I want to just follow up with just the how technology has helped me, and I really appreciate your openness to technology.
I didn't realize I was going to be a tech geek. I love technology.
I didn't either, actually.
I'm a complete tech geek. I love it.
I know. It's been really, really helpful to me. So I like how much the world is opening up, and it is helping us to share information.
Yeah.
So thank you so much for meeting with me today.
Absolutely. Thanks for taking time to chat.
Do you have any other questions for me at all?
Well, I think, one of the things, what brought you to be interested in this subject?
Well, okay, I taught English, and then I did experience I taught at the high school level, and I did experience some of my own limitations. Everything is changing. Literacy is changing, and so as teachers, I needed to do more as a teacher, I needed to do more evolving to be able to really meet the needs of my students, because they have, the role of teacher is changing so much.
Yes, it is.
So anyway, that's something that's just part of my learning process.
Excellent. Well done.
Well, thank you so much. It was really nice talking to you. Okay. Well, hopefully I'll get to talk to you again. Okay,
Cat in there?
I am here with Teacher Deborah, and we're talking about the technology that we use for education at Community Services Head Start. Okay, sit down, Julian. It's time to do some learning.
You can look at the computer.
Turn around and look at the computer, or you can't be at the computer. Thanks.
It's your turn.
All right. So you guys use technology at the Newport Community Services Head Start with kids.
Correct.
And what kind of technology do you guys have right now?
Well, we have these Hatch computers that were donated, and they're touchscreen, state-of-the-art computers, and they have educational activities for the children to promote literacy, language, fine motor, math, and it also allows
Julian,
us...
please turn around and do your activity.
It also allows us to track their progress.
Oh, cool.
There. So we use these on a regular basis. They're available to children every day. and it's by choice.
Good.
And we time them because
Okay.
if they are popular, then
Yeah.
we let kids be on them for 5 to 10 minutes a time, and then they take turns, which teaches them social emotional behavior and turn taking and getting along with others.
So you find that just having one is just fine?
Yes, some teachers have 2 and like that, but we just have 1.
Please sit down, Julian. Thank you. Okay, so do you ever find any resistance to technology from anyone that you work with or parents or? And I mean, it's okay because that's the thing is that we're learning how to
Right.
work with that.
And sometimes children are interested and sometimes they're not. And if they're not interested, then we allow them to choose whether they're going to. And usually we don't find much resistance because electronics are pretty prevalent in homes of people.
Okay.
So
if you were to implement more technology, what kind of technology would you want to use? If you were to, or have you heard about any kinds that you thought would be good?
well, we also do a lot of music. We
Right.
use listening technology, and I'm not sure about that.
What about
other things.
iPads in the classroom?
iPads in the classroom? I think that would probably be interesting. It would allow more children to engage in electronical devices at one time. We could use them for different activities. So
Okay. So, and how about the tracking? Do you use it yourself then to track their progress? Like you go in and have them do some kind of an activity?
yes, each teacher has their own section that they can go into and check on the children's progress.
So could the tracking help your, could iPads help you with tracking?
I'm not familiar with iPads,
Okay.
so it would be a
iPads are-
great opportunity for me to learn how to use them.
Okay,
and
great.
See how I could use it to track children's progress.
Right. So another thing
I
we
would love
talked
that.
about too with Suzanne Miller with possibly iPads for the teachers when they go into home visits, and that would reduce your paperwork.
Yes, and also iPads could be used in connection with our TS Gold, which is what we use to monitor children's progress in all the developmental areas, and they require documentation. So an iPad could be
A great
way to document either
it's also-
pictures or
when they draw things.
when they draw things, whatever. So
And also the thing that I find that I really like about technology is it's easier to keep track of all the paperwork. I mean,
Correct.
because you have it all in one folder in your iPad.
yes,
So
Yeah.
that would also help because you guys put a lot of time into all of that paperwork.
yes, it's a big part of our job. It's a
Okay.
big part of our job. So
Well, great. When
that
do you
would
look?
make it a lot easier.